Hi, I'm Kerry. I'm the host of Best of Us Investors. And I want to start this video by responding to some of the comments that I received on my video yesterday. One of them was from someone I respect quite highly, and that was Homer. Homer basically said that my last video was nothing more than a 20-minute monetization attempt to monetize my YouTube channel by trying to get you to join my tribe. And I would suggest to Homer that it was Homer who convinced me to invest in Tesla. And I'm thankful of it because I've made a lot of money on Tesla. I've since liquidated my position because of their involvement in China. But Homer, I'm trying to get you to join my team to continue to give me good feedback and good information. So if you interpret this as an attempt to monetize, I'm sorry, but that's what I want. I want good people to help me make more money. And then there was Dr. John. Dr. John basically said I was a clown because I'm constantly changing my position. Well, Dr. John, I change my position as I learn, as I educate myself. And if you are in fact a doctor and you aren't changing your position on a daily basis, a monthly basis, a yearly basis, I certainly don't want to use you as a doctor. Okay, that being aside, my direction at this point is to build myself as the most productive portfolio I can with the information that I have. And my objective now has changed. I want to build, and I think I can build my portfolio to a $24 million portfolio over the next 8 years based on the new information that I have gathered and the new tools that I have implemented to help me manage my portfolio. So that's the direction I'm going. And if you're interested in that kind of direction, rather than basically reacting to what happens today, such as I own a stock, Editis. I have a substantial position in it, and it was down 10% when before market pricing this morning, and so I added to my position. I didn't panic. I have some beliefs. I believe that the fact is that we are going to go through another major change in the way we live, much as we went through a digital revolution, an e-commerce revolution, and now we're going through an electric vehicle revolution. We're going to go through a healthcare revolution, and it's been brought about by the coronavirus. And I believe that there will be some exponential growth in stocks. If I can identify those stocks, I can achieve my $24 million portfolio, but I have to have a plan. And what I want to share with you today are the numbers from that plan and how I think I'm going to get there. So that's what we're going to talk about today. And Dr. John and Homer, I'm sorry, but it's your choice to be here. I'm not forcing anything on you. You make your decision where you want to spend your time. Be right back.
Best of Us Investors presents Kerry Griegmeyer.
As I said, I believe in building a plan. I believe in then once you build a plan, you track that plan and you make adjustments to that plan as the circumstances change or as you learn more. And I learn more by reading more, by studying the markets, by reading things from Seeking Alpha, by tracking, and basically try to figure out what's going to happen in the future and who's going to make it happen. And as I said, I think healthcare and supply chain are the main players there. So what I want to do is determine what to own, how much of each to own, how much do I think it will grow based on any statistics and any data that I can find from past history that can give me some guidance, and then how to manage it as I interpret the things that happen on a day-to-day basis. Just as today, as I said, Editus dropped 10% in pre-market. Do I sell it? Or do I buy more? I chose to buy more. Why did I choose to do that? Because I have a plan. And I think I know where this is going based upon my knowledge, based upon my experience. And so I implemented a plan and added to my holdings in Editus today. How do I then move forward on this? And basically, I have to continue to educate myself. I have to stay focused. And that's a lot of you ask me, what do you think of this stock? What do you think of cannabis? What do you think of cryptocurrencies? I don't think of those things because that's not my focus. If I extend myself into all these different areas, I can't focus on what I want to be involved in. And I want to be involved in two major areas, and that is the healthcare revolution and the need to bring our supply chain back to the United States. Those are the only two things I focus on. That's what I educate. I've added to it in that I'm focusing on China, and I'm reading a new book about China so that I can figure out where they're going and how they're going to affect my portfolio. So what I want to do is take you and show you my portfolio and show you the elements of my portfolio and how I am focusing and then how I'm projecting forward based on past history to determine whether or not I can get to the 24 million. And then on a daily basis, I will make decisions. I'm not a clown, Dr. John. I'm an educated person who is continuing to educate themselves. And God help your patients if you are a doctor. You're the clown. And I am making an effort to achieve my goal. And I'm inviting other people, not you, Dr. John, to come to my tribe and help me. That's all I'm doing. I have recognized I can't do this by myself. I have an advantage if I can employ or entice you to share your knowledge and your experience with me to help me make better investment decisions. Okay, let me take you to my Excel spreadsheet that I use to figure out how I want to go forward with my current portfolio and then to manage it on a regular basis. Okay, I wanted to stop here and visit this chart so that I'm sure you have an explanation and understanding of it. This is something that I've created on TradingViews, and I visited it every day to give me a basis for what I think is going to happen in the future. I base it on what has happened in the past. And my belief is that the stock market is driven by events, and it is contingent upon a regular support of our government by creating liquidity so that these events can come to fruition. And as you can see, my events start in red with the U.S. coming off of the gold standard, moving into the internet revolution, the e-commerce revolution, the social media mobile phone, the big data AI revolution, the EV revolution, and I think we are here now as we enter the healthcare revolution, the rebuilding of our supply chain, and we react to whatever is going to happen into China. So this gives me the basis for any decisions that I make in the future. And what I'm trying to determine now is we're right here. Are we going here? Or are we coming down here? And I think if we're coming down here, it's going to be because of China. If we do come down, then I think we will go up because, again, I think the money supply will continue to come. The blue line is the money supply by the federal government. And I think if Joe gets his 3.5 trillion, and by 2023, our debt will have moved up from 28 trillion to 35 trillion, and we will hit the green star. Okay, with that being said, now I want to take you to my Excel spreadsheet where I track my portfolio. You need to understand how I generate the numbers that are within my Excel spreadsheet. They're all based on those revolutions I talked to you. I want to learn from past history, and I have learned that Microsoft since 1990 to 21 grew at a rate of 277x, and you see the others from their dates, their X factors. If I average all of those, that means that they average a 110x. I have since changed my theory on that and said, no, I don't want to use that 110x. I want to use, since I have an 8-year perspective, I want to divide this number by 31. That would give me a 1-year X, and then multiply it times 8, and that would give me an 8-year X. And I have done that on each of these stocks, and I've come up with an X factor now of 67. I take that 67 and I apply it to my healthcare revolution, okay? And with that in mind, I believe that my Editus, of which I hold $45,300, $300, is going to grow over 8 years at a factor of 67. I multiply that out, and my Editus should grow, not at, that's a mistake, that should be 67, will grow to $3 million. You see that then I have done that on every stock that I hold, and the amount that I hold, I just added $10,000 this morning to my CRISPR holdings because it was down 10% today, and I project that out. That says that this 237,000 will grow to almost 16 million over the next 8 years. Now, the beauty of this is if I change my perspective and don't feel I'm going to hit that number, I can just go in and change that number, and it translates there. So now what I've done there is said, okay, what are my other holdings, and how are they going to weigh out? Well, my other holdings are in what I call the supply chain revolution. I don't think they're going to give me the return that the medical is, so I've again come up with a number, and that's 17. So now this 17 times the 18,600 of DDD translates to an 8-year number of $316,710. So I think you see that. Then I have in there my cybersecurity. I have lumped into the cybersecurity Palantir as well as Mountain Pass, the rare earth elements company, and you can see my holdings multiplied times 17. I see this $168,000 turning into 2.8 million over the next 8 years. Then my other holdings are in the big six, the stocks that this whole process is based upon, their success. So what I have done there is I've shown you my holdings in each of these stocks, and yes, I hold nothing in Tesla. And again, I will probably buy into Tesla after I see how they react, their stock price reacts to what I think is going to happen in China, an implosion of their real estate market, which is going to implode their stock market, which I think will pull Tesla down. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I will then have to buy in at a higher price in Tesla, and that's okay. So based on this, and based on the most recent 8 years of stocks, I believe that these stocks will give me a 13x factor. So I've multiplied my 88,000 of Apple times 13, and I come out with 1.15 million. And that brings that to 4 million that I will have in these stocks. I add all these together, plus the cash that I currently hold, and my $1 million turns into $23,339,000. That's how I manage my portfolio. That's how I would suggest you manage your portfolio. If you don't like that, Okay, but what I want to do is be totally transparent with you. I want you to understand what I'm doing. I want you to understand that I have the privilege of changing my mind for whatever reason, and I will come in here and make the appropriate adjustments. Now, the other thing I want you to understand is that you are welcome to become a part of this. I need your help. And Homer, no, this is not a monetization. This is me asking for your help and then building the system such that we can do this. It costs money to run this program, okay? So let's talk some more about that. Okay, that's the curtains pulled back. That's the total truth. That's everything that I've got going at this time. What I know is it'll change and I'll adjust. I may not hit the 24 million. It really isn't that important. It's a goal. That's all it is. It gives me the ability to track my progress towards that goal. I will make adjustments. I will sell some of these stocks. I will buy others. I will add to some. I will subtract from. I will be adding Tesla to my holdings once I figure out what's going on in China. And that'll be something I'll probably be talking about tomorrow, because they're talking about $5 trillion being sucked out of the Chinese economy, and I've got to figure out what that means to my portfolio. If I don't, I'm negligent. Okay? So that's what we'll talk about tomorrow. I hope you found this helpful. I hope you didn't see this as a monetization of my channel. I hope you see value in it. If you don't, there's plenty of other places you can spend your time. Okay? Talk to you again tomorrow.